I see the first people are starting to join in. Hello and welcome to this webinar in partnership with LIDEM Barcelona. My name is Lavinia and I'm part of the Doc City team. Welcome everyone to this webinar with LIDEM Barcelona. While we are waiting for everyone to connect, I just wanted to ask you if you can maybe write in the chat where you are connecting from so we can get to know you a little bit better. So once again, the focus of this event is going to be the International Digital Design program offered by LIDEM Barcelona. While you are still connected, please feel free to just write in the chat where you are connecting from. My name is Lavinia and I'm part of the Doc City team. Here with us tonight, we have some of the staff at LIDEM Barcelona, and namely we have Encarna Serrataco. She's working in the admissions department. We have Pablo Garcia. He's the bachelor degree in international digital design coordinator. We have Guido del Solar. He's a creativity and design professor. And of course, last but not least, we have Jordi Espinosa. He's a digital designer in Goin and also a LIDEM Barcelona alumni. So of course, during the event, you'll get all the information on the International Digital Design program offered by LIDEM, and you will hear Jordi's live testimonial about his experience at LIDEM. Now, without further ado, I would like to leave the floor to Encarna and to thank all of you for connecting. Of course, after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session. So if you have any questions about the academic offer of this program with LIDEM, feel free to write your questions in the Q&A box. If you have any questions related to the student card, the admission process, anything else related to LIDEM, feel free to use the Q&A box and we'll cover all your questions at the end of the event. Now, Encarna, please, and thank you for connecting. I will leave the floor to you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Lavinia. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Encarna, and I work as a brand ambassador. I'm in the admission department of LIDEM Barcelona. So I'm going to start with a small introduction about our school, from which we provide our bachelor grade in animation and international digital design and other masters. But today we are going to be focused in our international digital designer bachelor. Thank you. So our school is a high French school with 25 years of experience. So we have been training the best professionals in the fields of arts, animation, and design. And we have two different campuses. So you can see on the right side of the screen, we have our campus in Perpignan, the south of France. And on your left side, we have our campus in Barcelona. So our campus in Barcelona was settled 10 years ago in the district of Poblenou. It's a very technological, a very artistic district in the, we say, 22 Arrobas. So you can see here in the map that we are very, very close to the beach and just 10 kilometers away from the city center. So in our campus, we have 3,500 square meters in which we provide all of our facilities. So you will find open spaces, technological rooms, the latest technology. So we provide with the Macs and PCs, and also, for example, the Adobe package to do your studies. We have also exhibition spaces. We have, for example, our cafeteria, or we have a bicycle parking. So also it is settled in one of the most attractive European cities. As you know, Barcelona, it's very well known because of this climate, because of its design, the architecture, and of course, because of our nightlife and Mediterranean style of life. No? So probably it's one of the most attractive cities to study in the South Europe, in Barcelona. So as well as being in one of the most attractive cities, let me tell you our strong points of our university. So as I told you, 25 years of experience, we settled our university in France. So we provide a very solid artistic and technical training. We have an international environment because, well, as you know, Barcelona is a cosmopolitan city, and we have students from all over the world. Our experience of 25 years allows us to work with more than 1,000 companies around the world. So we have students today working in USA, in France, in Ireland, in England, in Barcelona. So you will have the opportunity to do some internships and working with these companies. We don't have so many students per class, so maximum is 15, 20 students, which allow us just to do a very individual follow-up with each student. Also, when you finish our bachelor grade in international digital design, you will get 2 different grades, a French and European dual degree. And all of our classes, they are going to be in English, but also you have the opportunity to study. You will have some classes in Spanish, for example, if you want to improve your Spanish, and also in French. We are very proud also to work with the best professionals in Barcelona. So you will have the opportunity to attend the professionals that they come to our university just to offer some workshops and conference. And our most strong point is our professors. Our professionals they are teaching professionals. So the majority of them, they have their own companies and they work with the best advertising companies in Barcelona. They have their own studios. And also you will have the opportunity during the first year to go and to visit our campus in Perpignan. So this is also an opportunity to improve your French. So you will have the opportunity to study in English and also improve French and Spanish. So now I would like just to introduce our coordinator program of digital design, Pablo Garcia, who is going to talk you about the study plan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here today. My name is Pablo, and I am the academic coordinator of this curriculum that includes the degree and the master in digital design. And my function today is to explain you a little bit how this program is, and Guido will explain some experiences and some subjects, but I will give you like a general view of how we organize our degree. It's important to say 2 things. Maybe explaining the name of the degree is International Digital Design. International is because we have people from all around the world coming to our school to study, and also some of our professors are from different countries too. We had the digital is this because we focus on this media, and design, of course, is the discipline we study. This is a strong graphic and visual art design, but includes some other areas. I will explain them. It's important to say another thing, that is, we work closely to companies on real projects, doing workshops with internships. So for us, the way to study this discipline is to make it as closer as the professional world. And this allows us to get feedback from the companies and the professional environment to adjust our degree and to make our students able to be ready to work in the professional world. The feedback we got essentially is depending on the area you work in the future as professional, you will be requested to be skillful, but it depends on the specialty. Let's say, for instance, if you are studying animation let's say 3D, 2D animation, as we have also a degree in our school. Professional world will request from you to be really specialized. This means that you had to be really good in certain areas, like let's say illumination, like lighting or storyboarding, this kind of stuff. But in the case of design, the feedback we got is the companies look for profiles that are what we call 360-degree side of view, right? For us, it's quite important, a designer being able to work in whatever department or area in a company or organization, or even if you work alone. This is because you will be asked to solve design problems, and design problem is not only one task to do. It might be present these kind of problems or situations in whatever field, in the industry, in education, commercial stuff, even if you had to, I don't know, redesign a shop. So what we think is designer should be skillful and with these 360 degrees competencies. So I'll explain you a little bit, and then we can come back with questions, and I can answer your question specifically. But let's say we have the part that is graphic design. This might be the theory, the design background you need to know, like stuff like typography, understanding color, editorial design, design history, to understand languages, morphology, and let's say that the background of graphic design or visual art design. Then we have the advertising area. This means that you in the future could be involved in a campaign advertising your products, or your own products, or products from companies or services. So you will be involved in how to produce, how to understand advertising. Then we have the area of motion graphics. This is graphic design or design on a move. It's not animation, it's how the things you design would move. We know that the digital area, the digital media, now allows us not only to use images and typography, we also have videos and all these GIF and animated logos in motion graphics, what we call. And at the end we had, sorry, my screen is okay. And we have the digital area, that is reviewing UX UI competencies, to do research, to design interfaces for people get better access to your designs or the services or products you're selling or helping to navigate. We will review marketing, digital marketing, strategies for digital marketing, and of course, what we call art direction. This means to be the head of these projects, directing the different areas. So this is more or less, I'm not telling you all, not explaining detailed, but I think I'm giving you like a kind of idea of how we understand what the profile of a designer should be in these days in the professional world. So for a specific question about subjects, about how we organize the course and this kind of stuff, we'll be happy to answer your questions. And now I will introduce you Guido. Guido is one of our professors. He will tell you about kind of the life at school as a student. Guido.
Hello, everybody. So, if you really want to make money with this profession, uh, as Pablo said, you have to take this profession as 360 degrees, right? You can be an expert as a young designer. You have to have knowledge about everything. So that's why I really like the way we teach and the way our students learn. It's more like a school. It's like a little studio. So we always learning doing things. It's not a lot of theory. So we are doing, I don't know, one day we are doing photo productions or video productions, or we are doing some advertising campaign or developing an app or a website, or mixing everything is just one single big project. So I'm going to give you an overview about what we do. So the kind of projects we do. So from the basics, like graphic design, from logo designs, branding, posters, flyers, etc. We learn how to solve communicational situations, right? Because this is what design does, is communication. We are going to get paid because you generate communication. If you don't generate communication, it's just art, right? So from the basics, let's say that graphic design is probably everything you know, and we are surrounded about graphic design on the street, in a shopping center, everywhere, right? We work from a concept. So we teach you how to generate a concept in your mind and how you put that concept over a visual piece of design. Okay? Not only the things you know, right? We also work, for example, with packaging, experimenting with different materials, production techniques, and some easy and difficult way to take this topic, right? So it's not only about digital, it's a digital designer, but you also have to know how to produce your things, because at the end, if you design a packaging, somebody has to build that element, right? Or for example, about photography, photography can be used for advertising or for any kind of design piece. And we do creative or advertising photo shootings, and it's so fun because we do so many experiments with different techniques, lights, models, elements, everything based on generate communication, right? Otherwise, as I said before, it's just art. Same with motion. We do also video shootings, video shootings mixed with motion graphics to generate advertising, or to generate, for example, I don't know, in social media advertising campaign. Or right now we have so many screens. We have the mobile phones, right? But the mobile phone could be vertical, wide, square. Is so many different formats. So for example, now if a company wants to launch an advertising campaign, they need like 10 different formats. So that's good for us, for designers, because we have a lot of work to do. We do a lot of advertising too, because it's when you mix the concept, right? The advertising concept to promote or to sell a product or a service, mixed with the graphic elements. Graphic elements, the typography, the composition, the photography. If it's a advertising video campaign, you mix it with video, with motion graphics, so everything is involved, right? Not only about to build an advertising piece, it's also about marketing, about digital marketing. So we are not taking advertising as a single piece of advertising. It's part of a big thing. It's not about just design. It's about it's about strategy. It's about many other things. And of course, UX UI, that is a really big area right now, and still developing. So from the user flow to the low quality draft to the final prototype, we generate an idea and we make that idea work on a real mobile phone or in a real screen. That's the kind of UX, UI projects we do in the school from the beginning to the end. And we touch a little bit of 3D too. And sometimes looking at these 3D pieces, I can't believe that a 20 years old student do this thing. When I show this to my working colleagues, they're like, what? Seriously, your 20 years old student did that 3D? So as you see, the level we have at the school is really good, but we really need a lot of commitment from each student because we are not a normal school. We work as a small design studio, right? So we need, the teachers need every single student to be part of this process. But what I really like and what every teachers love about this school and the students is the real case outdoor projects. So what we do is we go out of the classroom, and remember that in Spain we have 300 days of sun. So it's really good to go outdoor. For example, 2 years ago, because in the 2020 we didn't do anything because of the COVID, we went to an iconic place close to Barcelona called Cap de Creus. So we work with a restaurant in a lighthouse, and we develop the website, video, a promoting video, the set menus of the restaurant. We did a rebranding, and it was so cool because we learned so much in these couple of days we spent on this place. We ate in the restaurant, we discovered new places, new areas, we had fun. It was super cool. And last year we went to Tenerife Island in Canary Islands with the whole class, and we developed for a boutique hotel the brand, the social media campaign, some merchandising. We did a photo production for the dishes of the restaurant. We did the website in 3 or 4 days. Can't remember. It was 3 days, right?
I think
And we
almost a
did
week.
so many things in just 3 days. And at the same time, we did, of course, we trip around the islands. Of course, we had so many different experiences because designs need inspiration, right? So we got inspired by the island and we put all the inspiration on the project. So our real case, our client was so happy with this project we did. So this is just an overview about what we do. And this is not what we did in the past 10 years. This is what we do every year. I mean, we do a lot of projects and really, really beautiful and well-ended projects because this is our idea as a school. And this is what we want from you. And this is also what you want from your future because you need an amazing portfolio as soon as you get graduated because this is what people are going to ask for, okay? So let me introduce you now to one of our really good students, Jordi Espinosa. He's from here, from Barcelona, and he's going to give you a little testimonial about how was his experience during these 3 years in Lidem Barcelona school. Jordi?
Hello. Thank you, Guido, for introducing me, and thank you guys for having me. As Guido said, my name is Jordi. I'm from Barcelona City. I was born here, so I'm from here. Yes, well, I'm going to explain a little bit what was my experience in Lidem. I just finished my final project, so I spent here 3 days working with my classmates and with the teachers, well, with the professional mates. So nowadays I'm currently working in a company here in Barcelona. I'm more than a designer. I'm a product designer, also known as a UX designer. That well, it's more or less the same thing that than the product designer, as Paulo mentioned in the subjects. So I finally decided to jump into UX into the UX world, but more specifically, I'm in the product design and developing webs, apps, and all these things. But the reality is that I started as a graphic designer that mainly covers anything at the beginning. So thank you for being a 360 designer in LIDEM. It helped me to survive, let's say, in the design field, because our profession, we sometimes are asked to do things that we are not prepared for because we have the designer label. But the reality is that the more you can offer as a professional, the more valuable you are in a company. And it is how it is. And in our company, I started being there a UX designer, and I'm now a graphic designer that covers almost everything. If they need some branding adjustments, I can do it. If they need some little animation things, I can do it. If they need anything for 3D, I can also cover it. So they save all the money by contracting 3 or 4 different designers, and they just pick a graphic designer that could more or less cover all the things. So as I mentioned, and also, if you are not really clear about what you want to do in the design field, because in the reality is that in this field there are endless opportunities and endless options. You are constantly changing from branding to packaging to UX to more, maybe a little bit of animation. Then you jump to the startup world, and then you want to become an advertising designer or whatever you want. The reality is that since we have so many things to cover in the design field, it's so easy to be changing. So as long as you get used to this kind of 360 vision or perspective, let's say, then you get used to the field more easily, and then the more valuable you are in the market. So I think that's a great point there. And just this is pretty much it. We really had a great time in the school. We practiced a lot. I think it's not also something important to mention is that it's not only what you study in the school, it is also what you practice, because it's not everything theoretical, and it's not everything like learning from what they told you about history or what everything they told you. It's also about practicing. So in the school, it's very important to put in practice everything we learn. So the reality is that we are always working and preparing ourselves. So the reality is that when I'm leaving LIDEM and I'm joining a company, everything feels more relaxed because we have been working, and then when the professional fields come, you have more time and you are get used to for a really busy environment, and because you're always practicing and put it into practice what you're doing. So the reality is that when you jump in the market, you are well prepared to do whatever you want to do. And that's pretty much what I could say about everything.
Okay. Thank you, Jordi. And Karna, we have this, and after that we could get the questions and talk a little bit more, explain a little bit more, because there are some good questions.
Yes, before going to the questions, I just wanted to share a short introduction video to LIDEM as well. I'm just going to stop sharing the screen momentarily. Please bear with me as I share mine. Okay, there we go. Okay, so hopefully the video was inspiring. I see that we do have some questions, and I do want to invite everyone that still has some to continue sharing them in the Q&A box. We'll be happy to answer. So in the meantime, I would like to go to the first one. Participant is asking if you offer by any chance any internships, and if yes, with which companies?
Yes, we offer internships but we don't directly offer by ourselves the internships. We have a database with all the companies we work normally, and internships is part of the program. In the degree, you will have to do 300 hours per year in your second year and the third year. That means that once you finish your course, your degree, you already done 600 hours of professional practice. Personally, I check all these companies and all this contract to be sure that every student is doing an internship but keep going with the training. This means that you are not going to work in a company doing banners or whatever. You are going to be part of projects, and as I said, personally, I check that you have a senior person teaching you new things and working with you. So this internship is have an experience of professional life, but it's part of the program because you keep learning. And the companies, okay, we got a lot of company. You can go online in our website and you will see all the brands and the companies we work, especially here in Spain, but also in the rest of Europe and even outside Europe.
Thank you so much, Pablo. So to go to the next question, a participant is asking if they need to speak Spanish to work in Barcelona and if they can study and work at the same time.
Okay, this is a tricky question. You don't need to speak Spanish even to live in Barcelona. Barcelona is a multicultural city, and you can drive yourself around the city speaking English. Of course, if you are in Barcelona, it's a big help to learn Spanish. At some point, everybody speaks Spanish here, and it's a nice city to try because easily you find people who speak English in the city. I would say 90% of people living in Barcelona could speak some English, so they will be happy actually to help you with your Spanish. Here we are happy when people try to learn a little bit of Spanish, and people is quite welcoming in this way and helpful. So it's not a problem because to study it's not a problem because we study in English, or the whole course is in English, all communications are in English. You can talk to directors or whoever at school, everybody speaks English. But we also train you on Spanish. Why is this? Because you are not only coursing in English, you also have to go to the English subject, and you also have Spanish. Unless you speak Spanish or English as a mother tongue, in that case, we will feature in another class that is also French. So you will study in English, but also you will study Spanish or French, depending on your interest. And the thing about working, okay, the same. You might find work even if you don't speak Spanish. You might work in a restaurant, for example. In the professional field, of course, managing English is a must. And probably if you're working here in Barcelona, you will be requested to understand a little bit Spanish, of course. But I think it's not impossible to work in English here or other language. But I think it's a big opportunity not to miss to learn Spanish. And I can tell you that every single student coming to our school, at the end of the first year, they are speaking Spanish, and they drive themselves in the city, go to the shop, meet people, and they can speak really good Spanish. Our degree is quite intensive. That means that you will be coursing 6 hours per day from Monday to Friday, but you also need some 2 or 3 extra hours per day to go on homework and projects and the stuff. So we have some examples of a student like Jordi. He has been working last year, and I think the year before that. So you can do, probably you cannot work as part-time, like you cannot dedicate 6 hours per day to your job, but you can have some jobs on weekends, or even if you do some freelance, I think it's suitable. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pablo, for the extensive explanation and information, of course. I was wondering, you mentioned the students have a Spanish class as well. If there is perhaps a requested Spanish level to pass the exam?
No. The only level we request is some basic English to start the course, but it's not even a problem neither. For Spanish, we will suit the lessons depending on the level of each student. That's not a problem.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Pablo. So to go to the next question, a participant is asking if you can perhaps give some more information on the project works and maybe some examples from the previous years.
Well, that is what Guido shown, and we have so much more to show on YouTube and our YouTube channel and the website or Instagram. So you can find a lot of projects and thousands of projects, because we have done so much projects in the last few years. But wanted to say that projects normally are academic projects, what we do here in school, projects where the government is involved through ayuntamiento and with companies. So these projects, when we say projects, we are talking about all our practice in the design field. And we always work with different areas, like trying to emulate, to simulate the professional activity that might be freelancing or working for a company.
All clear, Pablo. So I was wondering if we can perhaps pop in the chat a link to these projects so participants can find them more easily, either the one from your website or maybe the one from YouTube.
Yes, in our website you can find all well, the website is already on screen, is lidenbarcelona.com, and you can go to the different areas of our website. You will find the projects and all the
Perfect.
examples.
Thank you so much, Pablo. So to go to the next question, a participant is asking if you offer any scholarships for students from Brazil.
We do, but this is a question that Encarna will answer.
Well, we have some scholarships. Yeah, so for being an international student, as we are a small school, we cannot offer big scholarships, but of course we have some of them. Just for being an international student, we can offer you a special 5% of discount. And also at this moment, we have a tender on our website I would like to show you, in which you can gain a 15% of discount if you want to participate. Okay, you have all the rules and regulations in our website. I'm going just to find and to share with you. Just a moment, please. So I think the deadline, it's the end of this month, so you have time if you want to participate. Okay, I'm going to show you all the information just here.
Thank you so much, Encarna. In the meantime, while she's linking the contest, I would like to thank all participants for being here with us today. And of course, if you have any further questions on student life at LIDEM, and especially for Jordi, who is taking the time to just be here with us today and to give us some insight into life as a LIDEM student, it would be great if you could pop your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll get to answer them as our next step. In the meantime, Encarna, if
yes,
you
here
want
you have
to share.
the link. Yeah, it's our tender, LIDEM Talents. We are looking for new talents. So you have the opportunity, if you want to participate, you have all the information, but you have to send us your portfolio with a creative work. Yeah, it's all about the future. So we ask you to talk about the future, and you can join all the information and all the portfolio together with your details until the end of the month. Yeah, I put you the link in Spanish, but of course you have the information in English also.
Where did you
if you
share
gain,
it?
you will have, sorry?
Did you share it in the chat by any chance, Encarna, or is it
Yeah,
on
the
screen?
chat is just here in the chat. I don't know, you can see in the chat.
Not yet.
Not yet. At the end of the chat? No, really? On your right side of the panel? No, I put it there.
Maybe try to copy paste it again. In the meantime, I would like to ask.
Because I think now it's for everybody. I think now you can.
Okay, yes.
Now it's working,
for
yeah,
everyone.
because sorry, it was written Pablo. I'm really sorry about it. Yeah, so if you gain this tender, you will have a 15% of discount. And if not, you will have this special 5% of discount because you are an international student. Yeah, we have also some other scholarships. So later, if you want, you can contact me by email and I will give you the information. But you have to think that small school, so from 5% to 15% maximum. Yeah, but I think it's a good opportunity if you want to participate.
Thank you so much, Encarna. And for everyone interested, you have the link in the chat. So make the most out of this opportunity and just check it out, check the contest out. While we are waiting for some more questions to come in, I would like to ask Jordi if he can perhaps tell us what was the selling point that convinced him to apply to LIDEM, and what part of his journey as a student at LIDEM did he enjoy the most?
Probably the thing that made me to decide LIDEM was probably the fact that you are surrounded by international people, so you have the chance to interact with not only Catalan people as we used to do in our schools. For example, we have some mates that are from Azerbaijan, from Washington. So I think having the opportunity to be able to like connect with international people, I think that was a good point to go through. And also, since we are Spanish native speakers, also taking the advantage that the classes are in English, but we also have the ability to ask some specific questions. So they will always answer to you in your native language if you have also any specific problem. And I think also one great point for that was being able to learn from professionals and not people who are taught to be a teachers. They are professionals that they are in their professional field, so you are always learning about any insights that they can drop for you. So it's always very funny when a teacher comes to the school and says, no, my last client, no sé qué, no sé cuántos, all the client, I had any issues with the client, and then you start learning from there. And I think that the best thing we did, or the biggest experience I think we had, I think it was when we did that trip into the Spanish island in Tenerife, near to the middle height of Africa, more or less, from Canary Islands, because we went there to develop a branding project, and we had the opportunity to go abroad and to travel to another since it's still Spain, but it's almost the middle of Africa, so it's quite far from us. So most of the people we stayed at our country. But the fact of taking a plane and being able to travel with your classmates and being there, being with the people there and learning from their culture, because it's slightly different, learning from their food and learning from everything, and then being able to develop a brand for them, I think that was the greatest experience we had there, because we learned also how to manage ourselves in the professional field, far from our main field country.
Thank you so much, Jordi. That sure sounds like an amazing experience, and I want to thank you for sharing it. I was wondering if you could perhaps tell us more about any of the activities outside of the classroom that you enjoyed at LIDEM. So perhaps any clubs that you joined, any special events, and so on. Thank you.
In LIDEM, I would say that we do quite a lot of classes. Some of the classes that we do are outside from the actual class. Since we are designers from the school, we have discounts to go to the theater, to the design museum. So we did a few trips to the design museum, and those trips that were organized by the school, I think that they were also pretty good. We had a great time outside of the school.
Thank you so much, Jordi. So we do have one last question, and I would like to encourage participants, if they have any further doubts on the academic offer of the International Digital Design Program, to just ask away, and we'll hopefully be able to help. If they have any questions about the admission process or any upcoming deadlines, of course, that could be useful as well for everyone. So in the meantime, a participant is asking if you think it's better to work as a freelancer in digital design, I assume in Barcelona or Spain, and how complex is it to get a job as a foreigner?
I didn't talk in a while,
yes.
so let me ask that question.
I was about to say that Guido is the right person to answer this.
Yeah, because I decided to be a freelancer a long time ago, because I worked for big companies in the past, and my dream actually was to work in a big company. But little by little, I realized that I prefer to be my own boss and work as a freelancer. But it's not easy, because there's so many freelancers here in Barcelona. The co-work when I have my office is full of designers, but it doesn't mean they're all good. So good freelancers are very special here. There's a lot of freelancers, designers, but not all of them are really good. So when I got to this city, I was kind of nervous, because everyone was a designer. I was thinking, oh no, there's a lot of competition for me. But at the end, if you're good, if you do the things properly, well done, it's very easy to find clients, to find jobs, and everything you want, you can get it. And also a good thing about Barcelona is, for example, I have American clients, and working for an European person, for them is kind of exotic, and it's really, really cool. So Barcelona is not only a well-known city, it's a kind of creative city, well-known around the world as a really good city for designers. So it's an added value to your portfolio or your CV when you are working here. I don't know if I ask the question.
Just like to add, because in the question is have difficulties to get a job as foreigner. Well, like to say that I'm a foreigner, Guido too, and some other professors at school are foreigners. And as long you're good on what you do, you will get a job. The thing with your paperwork you have to do, well, depends on the status. You come in here, but if you're European, that's not a problem. If you are coming from outside a country of Europe, probably you will need to get your student visa, which allows you to work a certain amount of hours per week. It depends on the agreement with each country. So in that case, we might help you to get information on this. Normally, there's no problem. Language might be an issue. Of course, if you trying to get a job in a cafe, probably you will be requested to speak some Spanish, but not because you are a foreigner or a local, you have an advantage in those terms. So I think it's fine, it's not a problem.
And also, I think it's quite important to point out that in Barcelona, there are a lot of international companies. So in some of them, you don't even need to speak Spanish if you want to work there, especially in the field of advertising and marketing. I think a lot of European companies, and for example, I have a lot of colleagues that they are working in some companies and they don't speak a word in Spanish and they are working there. No? So I think it's a very multicultural international city. So of course, it's not a problem being a foreigner.
I would say it's more about your status, your visa, and how your documents allows you to work or not. That's the thing. And there's something more that is, if we think it's better to work as freelancer in digital design, well, we couldn't say that it's better to be a freelancer or to work in a company. That depends on your personal decision on what you like. The good thing about digital design is you can do both, and you have the choice.
Yeah, but also, but also, I want to say that it's a common mistake on young people recently graduated. They want to start as a freelancer, and as a freelancer, I have to say that you need to spend at least a couple of years working for a company to learn not more about design, to learn about the processes involved in a company. So I spent 6 or 7 years on working on companies, and then I turn into a freelancer. But if you are recently graduated and you start as a freelancer, it's going to be kind of difficult.
Yeah,
because of the experience, and that's it.
Yeah, and to close this question, I would like to say what is quite important for us. That is being digital designer, international digital designer. You are ready to work whatever you want in whatever field. This means you can work here in Spain, in Europe, in America, whatever you want to work, you can do it because you have your language competences. I mean, you will be ready to work professionally in English. That means that you can work whatever in the world and whatever field. So you can be in the advertising field, or you can be in the educational field, but also in companies or government organization. You can be in the different departments because you might be in communication, in marketing, in design, depending on what you like or what you like to try. So that's the thing.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the very thorough explanation. I'm sure that it was useful for whoever asked that question. So to go to the last question we got, a participant is asking if they can study the program online.
Well, not really. We have done some experience during the lockdown, and it's not a problem for us to do it, but we think that the training in-house is so much more better than doing it online, because as Guido said, we think this learning process, simulating or being as closer we can to professional environment. And this means being in a studio and not only managing your professional skills. Actually, we have this extra grading we test in each student is the professional attitude, the professional skills. It's not only your skills at the moment of designing, also at the moment of working, sharing, debating, and this kind of stuff. For the reason we give priority to in-house working and learning. We think about this, and we are thinking about this, and probably we will offer some courses in the future, but this takes a long time. I know in the last month, a lot of universities started offering this, but this was kind of, okay, what we're doing now, we put this on screen, and our degree is quite high level, and we think we need to adapt this to online properly. And so this will take time to really adjust all our contents and the way we teach to the online form.
Thank you so much, Pablo. So fingers crossed for that process. I don't see any more questions, so I do want to remind those of you who connected later on that you will get a recording of this event via email, so check your inbox in the upcoming days. I would also like to thank Guido, Pablo, Encarna, and Jordi for being here with us today and for just taking the time to answer all the questions. I was wondering, Encarna, if you can maybe tell us about the upcoming deadlines, or if there are any application deadlines to be observed. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, well, if you want further information about our admission process, so we have started in January, we finish at the end of next month. So you are on time if you want just to apply to enroll our international digital design program. Probably you would like to know which kind of documents you have to send us. You have all the information at the link that you can see here on our presentation. And also, once you send me all the documentation that you can do it, just fill in the form, the registration form that you want to find in our website. Once I have all the documentation, I will contact you again just to have the last interview with me or with Pablo. Yeah, so this is also a good moment just to, if you want to clarify some questions, or if you want to talk about the program, whatever. Also, we can talk about the internships that we are offering. And if you want to participate, as I'll tell you in our tender, that Lead Them Talents, you have just to add your piece of art with your creative portfolio, okay? And you will have the opportunity to participate in it.
Thank you so much, Encarna, and thank you again to all the speakers of this event for being here with us today. So, of course, for the participants that have stuck with us till the end, you can find all the useful links in the chat. You have the link to the scholarship contest by LIDEM, and also a link to their YouTube channel. You also have a link to request your certificate of attendance by Talk City if you wish. And without further ado, I thank you once all for being with us tonight, and hopefully we will see you next time for the next event with LIDEM. Thank you so much, and I wish all of you a nice day or evening according to where you are connecting from.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you
guys.
very much. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.